It's been an honor, a privilege to be Governor of Illinois. It's 99th day here today. 14 weeks ago and 1 day ago I was sworn in Springfield, and I wanted to thank the people of Illinois for how much they've really helped me. Every part of our state, I've been so inspired by the heroism of everyday people and how they take on the difficulties of our economy and making sure our state is always doing the right thing. I've gone to military funerals, and those are sad days, and it's so inspiring to see the service ethic of the people of Illinois, how they have servants' hearts, how they believe in giving back to their community and their country. And I think we should be very proud of the almost 13 million citizens of our state. They're second to none. And I know in my travels across every part of Illinois, I've been inspired by their heroism. And so as governor, I think it's important that we have our government reflect the goodness of the people. So what we've tried to do in a little less than 100 days is do a lot of important things that need to be done and to repair any damage that was done by my predecessor. We have enacted, as you know, the first executive order was the executive order establishing the Illinois Reform Commission. And this report that came out last week, a week or maybe a little bit more than that, 2 weeks ago, reflects the hard work of men and women of Illinois who understand the importance of reform and making sure integrity is the constant watchword of our government. And I want to thank Pat Collins and his fellow commissioners for doing that. We're going to be working on this in the next 23 days. It's very, very important that we act on reform. And another issue that we worked on and had some success on already, let's see, it would have been about a month ago, was the Jumpstart Capital Bill that we got passed, signed into law, the first capital bill passed in Illinois in 10 years to invest in repairing our roads and our highways and our bridges, and also to invest in public transit. We believe in mass transit. So that was a great success, and it was, again, because of teamwork. We also laid out a budget. Obviously, it was a difficult time for our state. This is our budget document. We have 23 days to enact the budget for fiscal 2010, and we are going to do that. It's going to take a lot of hard work. We have to understand that reality requires that we look at this budget deficit right in the face, tackle it, and get a balanced budget. And so my proposal to the legislature remains the only proposal, and I'm going to be working night and day in the next 23 days. I guess it's 23 days to the deadline, but 46 if you don't sleep. And I don't plan to sleep. We have to deal with our budget crisis. We want to make sure we have jobs for our citizens, and we want to make sure we have strong, tough ethics laws that the people are proud of. There's a lot of other things in our first 100 days. I was very happy to open the state parks that were shuttered, 7 state parks that were closed. I thought it was important to reopen them. Same way with our historic sites. I want to commend Dr. Arnold, Dr. Damon Arnold, who served in Iraq, a military doctor who's now our Director of Public Health, and he, and together with Andrew Velasquez, who's our Director of Emergency Management Services, our agency that deals with any kind of crisis. Last week, as we all know, in our country, we had a public health crisis. Illinois, I think, did an excellent job of responding, maintaining calm, making sure the courses of medicine that we received from the federal government were distributed quietly and directly to every part of our state. I thought our public health response there was outstanding, and that's exactly what we need. When people criticize government, they have a right to. We're in a democracy. They also have to remember in a crisis, like we had last week, an emergency, there are people in government who rise to the occasion, do a heroic job. We had a lot of people in our call center answering calls of folks with questions. It was quite inspiring to see the public workers of Illinois, the public servants, doing their job in an outstanding manner. So there's a lot of other things here. I'd be happy to answer all your questions. We're cutting over $1 billion of expenses in state government. We're also realizing that we cannot have an unbalanced budget. And so I asked the people of Illinois through the legislative process to raise the income tax and use the resulting revenues to pay down the deficit. At the same time, enact tax reform that's long overdue, putting in a personal exemption improvement for every taxpayer. And as we go through the discussions, I'm very interested in working with the legislature on improving the value of the earned income tax credit that we have in our state, and hopefully getting some property tax relief as well. So I think we can do that in the next 23 days, working on this as the basic blueprint. And we have to use the budget document here as the blueprint because we have work to do. We can't just run in place and expect manna to arrive from heaven. It will not. We have to pay the bills, and we have to make sure that people in Illinois are employed. And so that's my job as kind of the quarterback of our budget process, not to sit on the sidelines chirping away, but to get right in the middle of the arena, show a little fortitude here that we have to tell the people of Illinois what they need to know, not what politicians want them to hear, what the people need to know. And that's what honest leadership is. I really have no regrets at all. It's an honor to be governor of the land of Lincoln. I mean, it's a special state, our state. There's folks in politics, they always have, criticisms to lodge, and that's part of democracy. But I've found that everyday people who are raising kids, working jobs, living from paycheck to paycheck, I think I retain their approval. And they know it's a tough job right now. We have a lot of crises to address, but we're going to get it done. We're going to take them on because we believe and have faith in the common sense and idealism of the people of Illinois. I think, unfortunately, one thing I have some regrets about is our elected officials occasionally don't have the faith in the public that they should have, that the people of Illinois can handle even bad news. They want to have elected officials level with them and not just kind of play to the crowd. And we have a little too much of that in Illinois politics. And this next 23 days is a chance for those who want to straighten out the problems of Illinois and get us on a better track for the future. And we have to make these tough choices and take on things that aren't easy. But the people are ready for that. I'm absolutely confident, and I hope I can convince enough of our members of the legislature to come on aboard, and let's straighten out Illinois and make sure our state is ready for the future.